Hello everyone, in this video I will be explaining how to set up the phone call conversion tracking in Google Ads. So this is a new account for a client that we onboarded recently. We already set up the conversions for him. However, I will go through it again to demonstrate it to you guys. So the first thing we would need to do is go to Tools and Settings and then click on Conversions under Measurements. Once you are here, you can create a new conversion action. Once you click on that, you will be given 4 options. We would click on phone calls. Now you get a list of 3 options to choose from: calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads, calls to a phone number on your website, and the last one, which is clicks on your number on your mobile website. In this video, we won't go over this one. The reason for that is if you are tracking the clicks to a phone number on your website, you won't be able to see the data of the phone calls. So you won't be able to see how long the call lasted, the area code of the phone number of the person that called. So we will mainly focus on the 2 main options that most people need, which is calls from ads using call extensions and calls to a phone number on your website. And so we will start with the simpler setup, which is calls from ads using call extensions or call only ads, and click on continue. Once we are here, the first option you're presented with, action optimization. Essentially, you are here to set whether this is a primary or a secondary action, because a primary action is used for bidding optimization, whereas secondary isn't. And of course, you can specify what kind of lead, which we already did before by choosing a phone call lead. Keep it as primary, and then moving on to conversion name, let's name it calls from ads, and I will mention that it is an example. Now moving on to the value, I would not want to use a value in this case with this client. You can choose a value. Essentially, it will be setting a certain amount of money in which you value that call as. So it's more effective in e-commerce. However, it is an option here. I would just go with do not use a value for this conversion action. In terms of the count, we can choose every or one. In my case, I want to choose one only. So for example, this client offers snow removal services. If a person calls him twice, I want that to count as one conversion only because it's the same person. Maybe the first time he called to check the prices, and then the second time he called to ask a question that he had in which he didn't ask the first time. And so I don't want to count that as 2 different conversions. I want that to be one conversion only. And now moving on to the call length. In my case, I want to put it as 10 seconds, in which I will explain. You can set it to whatever suits you. Essentially, anything under that number that you set would not be counted as a conversion. So if you set this as 60 seconds, if someone calls in and he asks you about the pricing and the call doesn't end up being more than 60 seconds, it won't be counted as a conversion. So in my case, I would want to keep it at 10 seconds, just in case the client I'm working with is at a site and someone calls him and he answers and tells that person that he will call him back once he gets some time, as he's busy now. And if that call took, let's say, minimum 10 seconds, I want that to count as a conversion. So I would want to keep that at 10 seconds. Moving on to click-through conversion window, it is explained here as conversions can happen days after someone interacts with your ad. Select how much time after someone interacts with an ad you want to use to count conversions. So essentially, if someone interacts with your ad on some day and then converts on another day, then Google would still want to count that as a conversion. And then you can obviously change that to 4 weeks or 45 days, 60 days. In that case, I would want to keep it at 30 days. Moving on to attribution, it's how Google attributes a certain conversion. So you can say, okay, attribute it to the last click. So if they saw 10 of my ads and then they clicked on a certain ad and converted from it, then count that, attribute it to that, instead of having more of a data-driven attribution, as in looking at the entire consumer journey before converting. In my case, I want to keep it as data-driven. Once you're done, that would be it. You click on create and continue. And now you have set up the calls from ads. So those are the calls from call extensions or the call only ads. That's it. It won't count any calls that come in through the website. And that will be what we do now. So we click done. Go. So here is our call from ads example. We would click new conversion action. Go to phone calls again. Calls to a phone number on your website. This is the main conversion that we want to track. Again, this is the same thing, so we'll keep it as a phone call lead primary action. The conversion name will be calls from website, and then again we'll put example so it doesn't mix up with the other conversions. I wouldn't want to use a value for this conversion necessarily. I would keep the count as 1 again. Next would be the phone numbers. In that case, you would need to add the destination number and the display number over here. So in our case, it will be in Canada with the phone number being 647-471-6783. Okay, once we add the phone number, make sure that it is correct. We need to add the display number. So this is how the number is displayed on the website. Okay, once we are here, this is the display number. So we copy exactly how it is. Make sure that the phone number is consistent throughout the website, or else you will be having to set up multiple conversion actions. We'd go back and we would paste that number here. So in this case, this number is the same as the destination number, exactly the same layout. I do recommend keeping it like this as it keeps things simple. If you want to change that, then it's up to you. And now after that call length, I would put that 10 seconds again. Click through conversion window, I'll keep it. Attribution, I would keep it as data driven. Once you click on create and continue, you would be presented with these 3 options. Basically, it's 3 options, however, you only have 2 methods. The first method is that you install the tag yourself. And to do that, you just copy this code right here and you need to paste it between the head tags, in which I elaborated more about in the Google Tag Manager setup account. And then the phone snippet, you would do the same, copy this, and then you would paste it in between the head tags and under the Google tag. However, in this video, we won't be focusing on this. Rather, we'd be focusing on using Google Tag Manager. Emailing the tag essentially is just emailing that code to someone else who manages your website, in which he can set up the code in the website and insert it between the head tags himself. The main option we will be focusing on is using Google Tag Manager. To do that, you do need to already have the Google Tag Manager account set up. If you don't, then I do have another video I would paste in the description, in which you can go through and see the process of setting up the Google Tag Manager account. It's very simple and straightforward. However, if you already have the account, then we'll get straight into setting it up. The first thing you'll see here is having a conversion ID and a conversion label. So go to your Google Tag Manager. This will be the overview page. You can click new tag here or just go to the left side tags. I already set up the tags for this account, however, I'll do it again as an example. So you do click new over here, add tag configuration. The first thing you need to focus on is adding a conversion linker. For that, you just click on conversion linker, enable linking on all page URLs, and then to trigger that, we want to put all pages. Once that is done, we just need to name it. So in that case, conversion linker example, and we would click save. Once we've added the conversion linker, keep in mind, if you don't have a conversion linker, you cannot set up any other conversion action for Google Ads. So now we want to set up the phone call conversion tag. We'd click on new, click on tag configuration, go to Google Ads, and then you would choose it from here. Google Ads calls from website conversion. So we want to choose that. Once that is chosen, first you need to paste the displayed phone number to replace. So essentially what replace mean here is that Google would replace the displayed number on your website with a Google forwarding number. Whenever someone dials that forwarding number, they will be led to your phone number. However, Google will be able to track that call. So in our case, let's put the displayed phone number again, which was 647-1-6783. Once that is done, make sure that's exactly how it's displayed on the landing page or website. And then we would need to add the conversion ID and the conversion label. We would get that from Google Ads directly, which is here. So copy this, paste it right here, copy the conversion label, and paste that as well. Once we're done with this, it's important to activate this on all pages. So if no matter what page the customers is, if they called the number, then we want to count that as a conversion. Once we're done with that, we would need to name it. So calls from website Google Ads example. And then we'd click save. Once that's done, you would see the two tags over here. A way for you to test that the Google forwarding number is actually being activated is go to your landing page and add in the URL hashtag Google-WCC-debug, and then click enter. So you will see something pop up on the bottom left corner, which is Google AdWords website call conversions attempting to auto replace. You would click on force, and then you would see that all the display numbers you've added are now replaced with another number. And this is just a method for you to double check that it is being activated properly. Once that is done, go back to Google Tag Manager and submit your changes. I wouldn't want to submit it now as we already set it up for this account. But after you submit, you'll be ready to go. You'd go back to Google and click on next, and then you basically set up the calls from website conversion. If you need Google Ads help, then feel free to visit my website digitalpeak.ca. So added it in the description. Feel free to go there and book a free call with us, and we'll see how we can help your business grow.